Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay. Ooh, goodness. Okay, let's check out these tea leaves. What do they have to say? And so, our card for tonight is the Emperor. And I just have to double check. Because I just realized last time I read for Virgo, I mixed up the Magician with the Fool card. Which, honestly, the Magician card in the Thoth deck always makes me think of the Fool. It looks like the kind of Hermes in this kind of very jovial, like light-hearted posture always makes me think, oh, it's the Fool. And I was not right. I was wrong. Okay, let's see. So I see right off the bat we have 3 numbers. We have a 7, 1, and this one is a 3. So if 7, 1, 3, 3, 1, 7, or 7 and a 1 and a 3, or any of those combinations mean anything to you, well, here it is. Maybe these will be coming up. I don't know. So if that does mean something, let me know. I want to hear about it. I love hearing when the little connections really kind of relate to somebody. Okay, so I want to look at this one. And it looks like a boat. It also looks like kind of a shield. And I'm kind of seeing it more as a shield now. And almost like a family crest. These kinds of European shields that have the kind of a prominent family's family lines kind of decorated, I don't know what to call it, like a talisman. I don't know. It's a crest. So it a lot of them you can think of them. They're not unlike, it's like some of them have their motto. It's not unlike a sports team's kind of, not a mascot, but you know, branding. So but I feel like this is kind of, it makes me think that you are in a position of being involved in the management of your family. And I know nowadays this doesn't mean as much, I don't think. But you know, maybe in your family there is kind of a matriarch or a patriarch. Maybe there is somebody who is kind of, you know, in line to be the next head of the family. Or just takes on that role, which happens sometimes. You're the eldest child, or you host a lot of the family holidays, or you're kind of the one that, you know, takes command of decision making. Well, in this situation, especially because I'm talking to a Cancer, and we have that Emperor card, it makes me think maybe not that you are the head of the family or kind of, you know, the one that does all the planning or anything, but I think that you kind of are the voice of reason. I think sometimes you have to get into a posture of being firm. I think that you do have plans. They are usually pretty reasonable, logical. I would say often have to do with the finances, the practical things. I think of, maybe making plans with like aging family members, helping decide, like, are they going to come live with us? Are they going to have some kind of assisted living situation? These kinds of things. You are good at kind of being the one that is realistic about like what's going to get done. Although you are an emotional being, you don't always have the difficulty of your emotions overtaking you. You're pretty good at staying buttoned up, and then when the time is right, that's when you kind of quietly with yourself go and feel your feelings. Okay. I don't think that this is necessarily a difficult role for you. As a Cancer, I think it makes sense to be a person that, do you love having to be the more serious person in the equation? Not always. Is it difficult for you? No. Okay. I think that you have the ability to be approachable, communicate well. There's a softness to you. You're open-minded and understanding. So this is not like it's not that you're like rigid and overly stoic or what's the word? Like strict and hard. That's not it at all. I just think that you are realistic. You're very realistic about things. Okay, so we have, and I keep looking at this and like have to talk about this next. It looks like a cup, a chalice, but it also kind of looks like a face that's kind of smiling here. And it really, I feel, brings this sense of emotional wealth that's going on with you right now. I feel that you're in a happy place. You feel very much like yourself. You feel in a natural kind of state, authentic, kind of living your will out, right? I feel that, you're taking care of yourself as whatever's going on, that you are kind of being, called upon to make some decisions. You're part of the conversation. You're getting the calls about, what should we do about this? What should we do about that? But you're also very mindful about taking time for yourself, creating a space for yourself, staying devoted to the work that you are doing, creative work, maybe within your career. You're not letting things kind of fall to the sides. You are definitely on top of everything. And I think that this is, it's like a harmonious state right now. Okay. Are you very busy? Yes, I think so. But do you feel empowered by everything that's going on? Yes, also. Definitely. Okay. So we also here have a bird. Okay. And this one, I feel like this is a bird that is kind of a visitor, okay, from maybe the other side, a past relative, a elemental spirit, possibly. I think you are kind of, there is a sense of being divinely guided in some ways, but more than that, having kind of the cosign for your decision making, being held in protection, in regard, in an honored state by whatever this energy intelligence is. Okay, so I think this adds to this feeling of confidence in the direction that you're going. And I feel like there is just kind of a knowing sense of, I feel that there's that extra thing there with you. It's just kind of more of a wholeness to your environment, you know, there doesn't seem to be any kind of loneliness happening right now. There's a lot going on, and I think you're in communication even more than you usually are, you know, and you're not really in this kind of hermit state that is, you know, usually more your speed, or at least solitary-ish, you know, configuration. But it doesn't seem super overwhelming either. So I think that it's just this beautiful alignment of energies kind of flowing through your life right now, right? And you're just very receptive, open. You're being heard. You know, I think you're feeling a lot of clarity. Okay, it's been easier to communicate. And the big thing missing from all of this is the anger, or, you know, at least the tension rising into a more aggravated state. I don't feel that at all. So this is good. Okay, so here, I was looking at this one, and it reminds me of a person kind of in a, like they're in a rocking themselves kind of posture, with their hands on their knees. It's almost kind of like in a fetal position. And so I feel in this, with this kind of story we have going here, I feel there is this kind of almost childlike want to kind of connect, right? A sense of kindness rising. I think that this is kind of, at times you want to connect with people in a way that is kind of just very innocent. There's how can I, there are no kinds of expectations to these kinds of connections, except that there is a kindness met with a kindness. There is a kind of a sense of wonder met with a sense of wonder. Enjoying things together. And in my mind, I picture kind of going out and looking, you know, at plants or animals, or going and sitting and, you know, watching the water, you know, just something that there's no pretense to it. It's just easy. Okay. And I think that, you know, in this easy feeling, there's also a sense of just wanting to make somebody's day better, right? Just an act of kindness And I think that's, I think that that's a wonderful thing to do. I think that you could go and just do something intentionally kind for somebody else, right? Without them even knowing. Just kind of a random act of kindness. I think that, of course we want to help other people, but when we do things like this, they're so much for ourselves. And not it's not about posturing or, what is virtue signaling or whatever they call that. But it's, it's kind of like working that karmic debt, right? And feeling connected to each other. And, also just having a moment where you don't have to think directly about yourself. It's nice to give. I think personally, I love giving gifts more than receiving gifts. I love doing for others more than it being done for me. It's hard to ask for help sometimes. And I know, as some of you know, I'm married to a Cancer. And so I think he's the same kind of way. So we're, constantly trying to do nice things for each other, and we're both awkward about it. But it feels nice, and when you can settle into receiving those kindnesses, that is nice as well. So I feel like this is really just a wonderful time. You are in a place of being heard, feeling confident in your voice, in your reasoning, and also motivated to connect and to do to be of service to others. Okay, that's a happy place. Okay, let's see. We have a little flag right here. And I think, to me, it brings up this idea of just kind of surrendering to what's going on. Allowing yourself to enjoy this configuration that you are in. I know, maybe it's a kind of a thing that Cancers do, is to be a little bit suspicious of is everything about to follow, it's going too well. So I think that kind of allowing yourself to just be in this moment, to really feel the pleasure, fulfillment of these roles that you're in, and again, being in that place of openness. Okay. I'm really interested about those numbers. 713. Okay. I'm trying to see, what do we have here with this one? It feels like another bird, but also I see an eye, and I see two fish. One here, one here. Oops. Okay, one here and one kind of here, although that's that person that was kind of rocking on themselves. So let's look at this as two fish. And I think that this is all about the abundance, about coming into a place of, well, I feel like you've been pretty successful recently. But I feel that there's beyond any kind of material success, creative success, there's just a sense of of really looking at what you have done, what is going on, feeling like a successful person, even just for a moment, because again, suspicion arises, a sense of, okay, I need to temper myself because this could change at any moment, right? So I feel that there's just everything in the universe is aligning in this way to tell you it is, it is a time to enjoy, to really celebrate yourself. Okay, you seem to be coming into a place in your life where you are you're an elevated person who has wisdom, and people are drawn to that, especially within your family. And so now kind of deciding, how do you really grow and settle into this role, right? And how are you going to honor this kind of most blessed role? Because it's a lot of responsibility. But I think that, if anybody is suited for it, you are. So I think that's where these kinds of acts of kindness are so important. Self-care is so important, because there needs to be a balancing of give, and a little bit of take, right? Okay. And so I see it seems almost like 3 calls, 3 messages, 3 things that are going to come up for you, that are going to really kind of shape how this next little while go. So maybe these are 3 things that you will be taking care of. Maybe these are 3 people. Maybe, I don't know, 3 phone calls. I'm not sure, but it will come in 3 here. Okay. And this is going to be kind of the thing that accelerates this kind of emperor energy. Okay. And, I think that you are in a place of feeling seen. I think sometimes you forget about how seen you are. There are times maybe that you feel like you're going through all of this life stuff a little bit by yourself, or, parallel to others, but you're not really being heard or seen. But I'm here to tell you that you are. You're not forgotten ever. You are quite beloved. And I feel like probably there's at least one person out there that could not bear to go on without you, at least knowing you're out there. So anyways, I want to thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you, for spending this time with me. I know we're wrapping up Cancer season now, so I hope all of you have had, wonderful birthdays, and are enjoying your summer or your winter, wherever you are. And yeah. Okay, so if you'd be so kind as to like the video, it's helping us get into the algorithm and growing the channel. All of that engagement really helps. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the little bell thing when you do, and it'll let you know when the next videos come out. Between now and the next Cancer reading, you can watch your other placements, your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising, or you can watch your Venus or do some cross-watching. And if you want to leave a comment, I read every single one of them, and I appreciate all of the love, all of your insights, you know, just the deep generosity of those of you who kind of share your stories, and you know, I really feel connected to the community here. So I want to thank you, and we will talk again very soon.